Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about file handling in Python, how we can read, write, also append files in Python. So let's get started. Before that, I've created a folder here and I'm going to explain it, what we're doing. I'm creating a file demo.txt here. I'm just adding some content here. Welcome to the world of Python. Just saving that file. So Python has several functions for creating, reading, updating, and deleting files, right? To read a file, the most commonly used is an open function. And open function, just let me explain it. It generally takes two parameters, file name and mode. And there are four methods for opening a file. One is read, let me write it here. Read, append, write, and create. Right. So read is a default value, opens file for reading. Append will be open files for appending, it will create the file if it does not exist. Write opens a file for writing. Again, it creates the file if it does not exist. Similarly, the last one, X, it is for create. It creates the specified file, returns an error if the file exists. In addition, you can specify if the file should be handled as binary or text module, right? So what happens is, let's say if I do something like demo.txt, right? Then I do, this is the read mode I'm doing currently. Then I can add either B for binary. And if it's text, we can ignore because Python assumes it's a text file by default. Now, what we're going to do is we have added this particular data here, right, in the text file. I'm going to create another file which is open.py. This is going to be a Python file. So what I'm doing here is I am adding a command here. I am using the method open, taking the path of this particular file, most easiest way, adding it in double brackets. We are going to use it in read mode. All right, I'm not adding T or B here. It's pretty simple. And I'm going to add print f.read, straightforward. And every time we open a file, it is a good practice to close that file, right? Now, if you see, the output is welcome to the world of Python here, right? That's what we wrote in the demo.txt file. Similarly, an example to write a Python in file, write in Python is, let's create a new file. We make it write.py. And here what we're going to do is, let's say I want to create a file. Let's say we'll call it Michael, and it will be a text file. It will be a text file, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to use the open function here. Let's say we are going to give the file name here, right? Michael.txt, right? And we're going to add it in the write mode, right? And the most easiest way is, let's create a string. Use a string here, using one of the greatest. Now f.write, we're just using that particular string what we wrote about. Then f.close as always. Now if you see, we don't have that file here anyway, right? Michael.txt. So when I run this particular program, we should get that file generated here. Here it comes, and it should have the output inside it, which is the text, one of the greatest. So this is the output, right? So next we'll see how we can append. Hey guys, now we're going to talk about the append function, what we can do it when we have to add data at the end of the file. So there's something called as append mode, where we can add data in the file and the existing data remains as is. So let's take our existing example as it's right now. Right, I create a new file here. Let's call it append.py. I am adding the code and instead of write as a parameter, I'm adding a, and instead of the string, in the existing string we had the content that, so let's write this is the latest update as of today, and we are going to write to that particular string. We'll close that particular file. Let's run this append.py, and the run is successful. Let's see the file michael.txt. so the initial comment was one of the greatest, and this is the latest update as of today, right? So this is what we have passed right now using the append parameter here. So this is what we are covering right now. We have covered open, write, append, and I want you to do a lot of practice, come up with any questions, and if you have any doubts, clarification, feel free to comment, and I'll answer all of your queries. So I hope you like this section. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.